This is WPSL Port St. Lucie, the talk of the Treasure Coast.
The views expressed on the following program are not necessarily those of WPSL. However, we do encourage you to like and share them on Facebook because it's time for Joanne's World of Nutrition, brought to you by Nutrition World, US 1, across from City Hall between Orange Avenue and Avenue A with plenty of parking in the back. And this week, Joanne is your host. However, we're going to open the show with Joanne and Dr. Ravi.
Oh, hello. Good morning. How is everyone doing today? It's my wire is stuck on my chair.
Oh.
It's like I hit every light on the way here, of course. There we go. Thank you, Dr. Ravi.
I do that all the time.
I got your back.
Oh, you got my back. I love it. Never gets old. All right. So, hey, guys. Good morning, everyone. All right. Any newbies listening, welcome to the show. Oh, do I ever love this week, right, Cliff? Oh, my God.
Absolutely.
When Dr. Ravi comes, I always, he makes some fun of me because sometimes I lose track of what the third week is. The third Thursday, because he's
Dr.
on with me.
Ravi
But
Thursday.
You actually got
only,
me this week.
I know, right? But the only reason is because I wish every week was the third Thursday. So it's like, wait, is it this week? No, it's not. Oh, wait, is it this week?
So how often do you go visit Dr. Ravi in his practice?
Are you really doing this right now?
Yeah.
We're going
All
to call
right.
you out on the radio.
We're
here,
not going to
Joanne.
ask you what he
Listen,
does.
Matt and I have been in Venice Beach reconstructing a house this whole summer. So, yeah, so let's just say that I need you more than ever now.
That's
Makes
actually
a lot
part
of
of the
sense.
process is taking care of ourselves, right?
Yes.
So if you're doing it for your health and your stress, taking a little vacation and taking care of personal matters.
Yes,
It's
exactly.
okay by me.
Well,
So I
thank you.
excuse you.
And I know you do. And that's the best thing about Dr. Ravi. He understands the real world and
He's got your
reality.
back.
He's got my back. Well, it's so funny because when I texted you what topic I like to do, it was kind of like a cry for help because yesterday in my household alone, well, okay, so the topic today is headaches. And yesterday in my home alone, 4 people were suffering from headaches.
Oh, my goodness.
And it's not the norm for most of us, but I thought about it, and every single person was for a different cause. And I was like, you know what? A lot of people might not understand. Like, I love the creative Garden of Life. He said something on one of his videos that I was just cracking up. And he said, the one reason that you don't get headaches, the one thing that is not a cause, because so many things are causes, is an oh my God, say the word for me.
Acetaminophen?
Yeah, deficiency. And I remember when my son, he was one of the ones suffering the headache who just turned 16 yesterday. Happy birthday, honey.
Oh, happy
And
birthday.
he's like, Mom, can you get me Advil and bring it when you pick me up from school? And I said, what are you talking about? He goes, well, I might have a headache, at the end of the school day. So in other words, like he thinks like, okay, like I'll take this and the problem's solved. But I'm like, no, honey, you're addressing a symptom. You have a headache for a reason, which we're going to go into all the reasons today and all the causes. But I thought, what a great topic, because so many different reasons for headaches, and I believe in my heart are all preventable.
Mm-hmm.
Every single one of them are preventable, and they're not hard and they're not costly. They take seconds of your day, just a little thought. So I'm really excited about today's show.
Me too.
All right, but of course, we must start with the breathing exercise. All right, so Cliff is rolling his eyes at me. And Cliff, how are you feeling? It's so good to see you.
Well, I'm sort of postponed it on hold for right now, pending maybe another vacation or two. But
Okay.
other than that, hey,
I'm
I'm
glad
great.
you're here
I can
because I
still
wasn't
jump
sure if you
into-
were going to be here. So,
I can still jump into both pant legs at the same time from a running start every day.
well,
Run into both of them.
that's kind of cool because I can't even do that. So
That's right.
awesome.
Yeah. It's
All
part
right.
of my training. Yeah.
Well, we can't do the show without Cliff because he's our expert counter. So newbies listening, this is really simple. Breathing is might sound silly, but it does help you with.
Actually, real physicians
Greg,
actually
he
trust
always
in it.
makes me laugh. Greg, stay in your office. Stop coming into the office.
He wants to levitate while we do this.
Oh my God. All right. So once again, breathing, it centers us, lowers blood pressure, helps us focus, helps us really multitask efficiently without raising our cortisol levels. So we're going to exhale out any drama, any stress of the day. We're going to inhale through our nose for 5, hold for 5, exhale for 5. And let's just do this one time since I was running late so we can get on with things.
Because you can do this at home in your spare time anytime, right?
Yes, but I never want to not do it because then I'm not placing an importance on it. So it is important, but please carry on while we talk.
If is meditation good for you? Got a minute? Let's find out.
There we go. All right, exhale, everybody.
Let it all out. And now, nice
Okay.
slow through the nose. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now hold it. 2, 3, 4, 5. Release. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Thank you,
You
Cliff.
only did it once and you feel better already. Huh?
Yes, definitely. Oh, we already have a caller. Do we have a caller?
Yeah.
All right. So, good morning, Norman. How are you today? Do you have a question for us? Okay.
This Joanne?
It is Norman. What can I do for you, hon?
Okay. I was in and talked to your manager there, and I was asking her about the sour honey. Now, is there you know anything about it? She didn't know anything.
Sour honey or sour sap? You sure it's sour
No.
honey?
Yeah, sour honey. Yeah, it's supposed to be for cancer.
Oh, I think you're thinking sour sap.
Well, I was. It's a friend of mine's got a.
Okay, yeah. So
Okay,
sour
yes, yes.
sap is for cancer, and you know what's really cool is it is talked about often as soon as someone has cancer, and
Yeah.
but the issue is that really no one's given me feedback after using it to say what their experience was. So I would say it's something that they sell at Nelson's on Midway, the produce store. Have you been to Nelson's on Midway?
Yeah.
Okay, you can actually buy it there in their refrigerator. Matt and I buy it. You can drink it each day. It's a very weird consistency, but it's not expensive, and it's worth giving a try.
Okay. It's not for me. I do your breathing exercises. So.
So you're good. You're healthy. Well, keep spreading the good word. I really appreciate the phone call, but yeah, if I'm pretty sure that's what you're thinking of, and you can get that right at Nelson's, which I can't believe that they sell it, but they do, and it's right there, convenient.
Okay. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Norman.
Right.
All right, so today's topic is headache, and how
Headaches.
awesome to be having a co-host of a chiropractor on this subject, because Lord knows you're the one I call when I'm getting my headaches. Yeah.
And yeah, I'm excited for this because there's so many different causes for these headaches. And 90% of individuals through their lifetime will experience a headache. And
Yeah,
so,
I believe it. I
and-
thought it was 100, to be honest, because I feel like everyone once
yes.
must get one. Yeah.
Yeah, and the top 3 ones that I want to talk about today are the tension, the cluster, and the migraine headaches.
Sounds like enough, yeah.
But
Okay.
believe this here, the National Headache Foundation, they actually titled 150 different types of headaches.
Wow. That's
That's
crazy.
a lot, isn't it?
I
from
believe it, though.
hormonal
Yeah.
To,
Yep.
menstrual headaches to thyroid headaches.
Yep.
There's so many different names for them.
Yeah, I want to kill my kids' headaches. Yeah.
Yeah, and what's great about headaches, though? It's a symptom that is telling you something's going on in your body to take a look at it.
Exactly.
And it's just like that annoying car engine light that comes on your car, or the oil change light that tells you it's time to get your oil change.
Right.
These are symptoms that's telling you to take care of your body, pay attention to it.
I know. And I know that when I was going to school for nutrition, it was referenced quite often that not to mask headaches because you are shutting down the most important emergency warning system there is, and so there is always a reason for the headache, and it could be very simple, very slight, but never to ignore, never just shut it off. Pay attention. And, you and I preach this all the time. Your body is your best doctor. If you just listen, quiet the mind, don't be in the fear mode, like, oh my God, I'm dying. Just, because some of the headaches, I mean, holy moly, they're so strong. You feel like you're dying, like you're going to have a stroke or an aneurysm. They're
I've never
scary.
experienced those, but I have patients that come in freaking out about it, and I give it all to them because they should. It's until we realize the underlying cause of those problems.
And I know we usually don't talk about this aspect, but when I was doing some research, it was scary how much financial cost to our country there is, the amount of work loss, and and yesterday, like, nothing got done. Like, it was like, when you don't feel well, it's like, no big deal if it's just like an hour or two, but if it's your whole day, we are talking like you get way behind on life.
Gotta
It's
play
like,
catch up now.
Yeah. Well, thank God I woke up this morning feeling like 110%, but whoo, it really.
Talking about that, a statistic here is showed that based on the National Foundation, Headache Foundation, it's actually the 6th greatest cause of lost productivity when it comes to the workplace.
I believe it, yeah.
So it goes hand in hand what you were saying, not only in the workplace, but at home too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and sometimes too, it's like, I always try to picture in my mind like a seesaw, and there are some things that surprise us, with our health. Like you said, you don't really get headaches, and I think I've had maybe 3 in my life. I've been really blessed, but when they come, it's like surprise. So then, boom, you try to treat them. But for many of my friends and family members, it is something that is ongoing. So I look at it like, why not put, like anything else, a preventative plan in place, so that way you don't get them. Like, don't wait for them to come. If you get headaches often, then put everything into action. Like I said, they're simple, easy, affordable things that we can do.
Exactly. And it's more about being that proactive approach.
Exactly.
And so what I see a lot in my practice is patients that come in with a neck pain, and coincidentally, they also have associated headaches with it.
That was Matt yesterday. Yeah. So you tackled the first one. Go ahead.
I'll be seeing him soon.
Yes, definitely.
And so the first one that I want to talk about here is tension headaches. And so tension headaches, it's anyone that experiences more than 15 per year, that's more of a chronic issue.
Okay.
And so these headaches, basically they wrap around your head. And so it's definitely related to and caused by poor posture, musculoskeletal issues, like tight shoulder muscles, tight trap muscles, and just feel like that world is putting all that stress on your shoulders.
Yeah.
And so
it's like, I think you told me, or someone said one, like holding a bowling ball like up on your shoulders.
On your shoulder for a long period of time. Obviously something's going to give way, right? And so that causes lack of blood flow, nutrients to your brain. And so we develop these issues, these tension type headaches. And so these things typically, tension headaches resolve within a few hours. Yeah, but it's definitely time for you to take that time and recollect where are these headaches coming from and get to the issue with it, whether it's doing this breathing exercise that we did at the beginning of the show, because if you leave it ongoing, it turns into problems later on.
Right, it will escalate and God forbid go to a migraine, which I know we'll discuss later.
Moving on right into migraines.
Yeah, yes, there we go. Yes.
So migraines, just like you have like asthma, someone that has asthma, that's inflammation within the alveoli of the bronchioles. And migraines is basically inflammation in your blood vessels. And so just like your son, you're saying that he felt the headache coming on, telling you to bring the Advil in. This is what an aura is. And so many people, they can tell when their migraine is coming on. And this is where we have to take that proactive approach.
Definitely.
Getting proper nutrients in our body, and we'll go through all those.
Okay.
But, listen to your body. When you have these things, it's telling you something's going on. And this type of headache is completely different from a tension type. Remember, tension is going to be that dull, achy pain. Yeah. This one's going to be more severe, sharp pain in the head.
It's debilitating to
it
most.
It is. It's basically, once again, inflammation of the blood vessels in the head. Many of the patients that I come in, one thing that tells me and differentiates between these headaches is that when they go in a dark setting, or they cut off all the sound, or they just go away from their kids, their headache goes away.
Yep.
It becomes bearable. And so, many of the modern medical approach to this is NSAIDs, non-steroidal anti-inflammatory medications, and opioids. And so
wonderful.
We're here to pass the message on. There's other ways to do it.
Definitely without side effects.
Exactly.
Yep.
And supporting your body with what it needs.
And less expensive too. You know?
Yeah. Yeah.
And sometimes those don't even work. You take them and they really make you feel worse because of the side effects.
The side effects, talking about the number one is, the bleeding of your gastrointestinal tract.
Yep. That's no fun.
No fun. No fun at all.
So your head will feel better, but your stomach will be sick and you'll feel like you're going to throw up and have acid reflux.
Yeah.
Great.
But there's another pill for that, right?
Of course, right?
And the last one here, to differentiate between the other two, is the cluster headache. And the cluster headaches, this is the one that, aside from the migraines that I see often and the tension, cluster headaches. So cluster headaches is basically right behind the eye. Or your brow, your cheekbones.
Yeah, I've never had that one. So
I've never had that one.
It sounds
either.
painful though.
I hear it is.
Okay.
I hear it is. And it's definitely associated with people that have allergies.
Okay.
Sinus issues and even asthma.
All right. That makes sense.
And so this is more of a dull pain as well. So the dull achy pains for the headaches are going to be your cluster and your tension. However, the tension is going to be like a band, like wrapped around the forehead, whereas the cluster, it comes in clusters. So whether it's behind the right eye or the left cheekbone, this is going to be your cluster type headache.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, that makes sense. Well, I want to ask you, have you ever read the book My Many Cries for Water?
No, I haven't.
Okay, so I promoted that book about probably 15, maybe 20 years ago. It's an old book. And do you know, it wasn't until I was watching a video this morning that I learned where this author learned all about water. He was in a prison setting, and he had like a doctoring background. They didn't say he was a doctor, but he basically had to treat all the inmates, and all he had to work with was water. And so in his book, he states that if you drink 8 ounces of water, and then 10 minutes later, another 8 ounces of water, and continue if necessary, it will cure the common headache. And do you know that ever since 15 years ago, I've been preaching that because it absolutely works. So if anyone's listening and might have to like jump out of the car to go to work or something, the takeaway, again, just like breathing, sounds silly. It sounds too easy. But water, hydration is key for any of the headaches or really any ailment that you might be feeling. Why not give it a try? I love it when I say it to the kids. Oh, I have a headache. Drink some water. They take a little cup. They put maybe an ounce in it, if that. Take a sip. Nope, still have the headache. Still have the headache. It's like, it cracks me up, I'm like, okay, we need to do a little bit more. But so if anyone seriously wants to give water a try, good quality water, 8 ounces, 10 minutes later, another 8 ounces. And the book is called Many Cries for Water. I hope that's the name. Yeah, I'm forgetful with that stuff sometimes, but phenomenal. Talking about how dehydration, just like we talk about inflammation, is a creator of many of our conditions. So
yeah, especially with those tension type headaches. When you're stressed, when you have that weight of the weight of the world on your shoulders, your muscles become tight. You become instantaneously more dehydrated because your body's trying to get all that. Soak
it's
up all
not
that.
taking it in.
It is, yeah. And so drinking water and still addressing those issues, right, will definitely help those problems.
All right. Well, I already said the first major way to relieve them. You go next for your next one.
So I'm going to be a little biased here.
Uh-oh. What? Chiropractic
Chiropractic.
Care? Well,
yes.
Of course I call you, so you go ahead. Well, I was trying to be the chiropractor yesterday because we had such a busy day with the birthday.
Did you jump on your traction unit?
Well, I gave Matt the bigger
the roll?
foam roller, and I had him lay on that.
Perfect.
And so that's the whole thing. I didn't know how long should he lay on that.
15 to 20 minutes on like
Okay.
a pool noodle. So anyone that's listening and they're asking, what are you guys talking about?
What's a foam roller? Yeah.
So it's basically the diameter of the pool noodle. And so what this does is you put it at the base of the neck, and
Okay.
so you lay on a flat surface, so like the floor with like a yoga mat. And this helps to get that natural curvature
The
in
45 degrees?
the 45-degree curve in your neck,
Okay.
the arc of life.
Oh, I like that.
Yes,
That
yes.
sounds important.
It is, yes. And so when you put that 45-degree curve in your neck through the help of a pool noodle or a foam roller, it's going to help get more blood flow, nutrients to your brain. It's going to actually relax those muscles.
Yeah.
So, staying hydrated and jumping on on the foam roller will
Okay.
definitely, the progressive rolls, as we
Okay.
call them in the office, will definitely help for more blood flow, nutrients to the brain.
That's what I was thinking. I was like, the common sense, hydrate, and because I know when I get a tension headache, I crave someone just like rubbing my shoulders real deeply in my neck, like my body's telling me, get relaxed, get circulation, and get hydration. It's
Yep.
like,
Key
to
components.
me, key components that some of us, I think when we're in that state, we're just get tenser because we're pissed that we're not well and we can't go about our day, and now we're like getting more aggravated and more tighter. So we
Yeah.
have to take a moment and just breathe, drink some water, and get on that foam roller. And I think if someone doesn't have a pool noodle, would a tight towel like rolled up
just roll up
work?
a towel the size of their arm.
Okay.
Yeah, their forearm.
All
and
right.
putting it
So
at the base of
so
the neck.
these are ideas that don't
Very
cost you
simple,
anything,
yeah,
and just a few minutes of your time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But for someone that's having like the more chronic tension headaches or even the migraine, definitely getting to the root cause of it and addressing the structural component of the spine, the musculoskeletal system. So making sure we have that 45-degree curve in the neck will help with having these headaches. So if you notice yourself popping these pills or just keep on doing things more naturally and you want to get to the root cause and get the spine assessed, that's the number one approach I would go with.
Okay. Now I'm going to put you on the spot here.
Yes.
So we might have some listeners that go, oh, that sounds so good. Maybe Dr. Ravi can help me. Can they just come in and get an adjustment? Because I heard that there are studies that show that chiropractic care for headaches are more, what's the word, like than medications. Like you have a better rate of success for
yes.
medications than medication.
Yes.
So that is phenomenal. So someone's about to pop a very toxic side effect Advil, and then they say, wait, I heard Dr. Ravi say, can they just come in and get an adjustment, and will that headache go away? I know I'm putting you on the spot here.
Yeah, that's a
but
good question, though. Everybody's body responds a bit differently. I've had patients that after their first adjustment, their headache goes away, and I don't see them again.
Yeah, well, you're so good.
Doc,
Yeah.
you fixed my
Yeah.
problem.
Yeah.
I'll come back when I
Yeah.
need you.
Well, that's how we
right?
think, not preventative.
Right? But they always end up coming back in.
Yeah.
Because the headaches do come back.
Yeah, they didn't get the
Yeah,
cause.
so-
Okay.
Yeah, so we do see patients like that, that we make sure we give them the best care that we offer in our office by doing their exam. So looking at their posture, looking at how their body's functioning, and actually taking x-rays, because we don't want to guess when it comes to their spine and their nervous system. And so when I adjust their spine, we want to make sure we get pressure off those nerves, and their body starts healing and functioning to the best as the nervous system controls that circulation, muscle tonicity, the
Yeah.
tightness of the muscles, and at-home exercises, just like we mentioned with the progressive rolls. So we do see patients that have headaches and they get relief after one adjustment, and then we get some that have these migraine headaches that they've had for 30 years, and they're now figuring out there's a solution through chiropractic, what we do.
Definitely.
And it takes them about, the longest time was 2 weeks, I believe. Within 12 visits, after 30 years, she actually got rid of her headaches.
I believe it. It makes
Yeah.
so much sense to me, and the thing too, you were teaching me about the vagus nerve and
vagus nerve,
and
yes.
how it connects to everything. And obviously, you have to look at your body as one unit. And if there is construction or damage going on any of the roads, it's going to cause problems,
It is, yeah.
And so I love how you just open it all up and help correct it. And we all know we're walking around with our heads in our phones and our heads in our computers, which I want to bring up case number 2. it was from staring at computer screens all day.
Yes.
And that is a simple fix. Matt bought Jonathan these glasses that prevent the blue lights, the blue lights that we are all staring at screens. And I didn't even know about this. Like, it wasn't in my radar until he got Jonathan the glasses, and he's like, oh my gosh, I feel so much better. I'm not getting these tension headaches that would set him off, and he would get so moody and edgy. And so these glasses are available, I guess, at Amazon. I'm not really sure who else sells them, but they're blocking the blue lights from all this technology that our little ones are staring at.
Yes.
So please look into these. Definitely a cause of headaches, and so I thought that's a quick fix.
Yeah, the blue lights. You can, if you guys have any optometrists that you're going to, and you notice yourself at night watching, being on your phone or watching TV, catching up on office work, asking your optometrist to put that blue light filter on your glasses.
Yeah, Matt has it built in. Yeah. So Jonathan got just the pair with
just
that.
the pair, yeah.
Yeah, I don't have it yet. I'm not really, I kind of let Matt do my research for me. I hate technology, and I honestly try to stay away from it. I don't like staring at any devices.
Even for the phones, I know I just heard that iPhone, you can actually set it at a certain time for your blue light filter on your phone to come up on.
Yes.
So that's,
I guess these things do a lot more than I know
communicate
that they
with.
do. Yeah.
Yes.
But the one thing, I'm going to put you on the spot again. So I was scrolling through Facebook. Yes, guilty of that. And there was an info commercial about a device for posture, where you put it on and it alerts you when you're slouching. Are those legit? Do you know if any of those work? Because I kind of feel like I need it, because I get so lazy with my posture, and I feel like, in another 10 years I'm going to be touching my toes. So is there any that are legit?
There's technology out there that does have that, and it is legit.
Okay.
I don't know the name of the
All
one
right,
that
so
I
maybe
know of.
the next time you come on,
I will
if you
definitely
can do
talk
some,
about that. Yes.
do some,
Yes.
because I feel like our now we are all using apps and technology, like the one that tells us to breathe, the one that tells us to drink water. So why not one to tell us to stand
about
up
your
straight?
posture? Yes.
Because you need something to catch yourself. Like, I used to wear bracelets that like were bright red or orange to stand up straight, because I know I'll get that tension headache as soon as I start slouching. I'll feel it in my shoulders and neck, and then, not always is a massage available, which is also another way to prevent headaches,
massage,
right?
yes.
With some nice essential oils, rosemary, lavender, peppermint.
Yes.
Yeah, I love peppermint. Do you, like peppermint you can use direct on the temples. So
Yes.
if it's inconvenient to have a carrier oil, which is like a coconut or something, you can put just a touch of peppermint on your temples or where
and just
you
massage
feel
it
the
right
pain.
in there. Yes.
Yeah, I love
That's
peppermint.
really good for tension type headaches.
Yes.
Really, really good. Yeah.
And what would it hurt to run peppermint through, your home in a diffuser, or spray peppermint oil in your car to start your day, and then end your day with lavender sprayed on your bed or underneath your pillows, because both are proven headache relievers.
And stress reliever
and
too.
Peppermint makes you feel happy and awake, and lavender is
It gets your
soothing
lungs
and anti-inflammatory.
full of more air too.
Yes.
Yes.
I'm a peppermint
I get excited
obsessed.
when I talk about oils.
So, I think I told you last show, but Matt's, we can't call it acid reflux anymore. His issue with his esophagus, peppermint helps extremely. So literally, just giving him a kiss, I feel like I'm getting like a breath refresher.
Yeah.
So we have peppermint going all throughout the house.
Great. That's awesome. I have to talk to you about this thing. It's I'm sure we're going on a little tangent here.
But we always do. It's okay.
When it comes to toxicity, when you talk about toxicity and headaches, you look at the things that we see younger kids doing, the vaping.
Oh God, horrible. We need to do a show on that.
Yes.
Yep.
And now they came out with this new thing, the Juul.
Yep.
Well, now there's something really, really cool, and I actually have it. It's really good for lung health.
Okay.
All right. All it is, it's just basically like a little pipe, right? It has a cotton inside of it, and you put your essential oil.
So you just
you
breathe
just
it
spit
in?
it, and your lungs feel so
Do you have it
cool.
at the practice?
I don't have it at the practice. I have it at home.
Oh, okay. Like you bought it from Amazon.
You can get it from Fume, F-U-M.
Okay.
Check out their stuff.
Okay.
Check out their stuff,
Fume.
F-U-M, a lot of research articles, and make sure that you have a good quality oil that you're using.
I guarantee you Matt's ordering it right now as we speak. Okay, that sounds awesome. So you just put a little couple drops in there and just breathe it in.
Just breathe it in. It's just like putting the oil on your palm and just breathing it in. Well,
actually, that's not a tangent. That's directly going to help someone with a headache.
Yes.
Because it is proven peppermint and lavender are two of the best essential oils for headaches. So that's great. I only say do peppermint in the beginning, lavender at the end, only because to me peppermint is awakening and sharpening my mind. And when I go to bed, I rather do lavender calming. Yeah.
Yeah, I like using the lavender with like a massage. Yeah. And what they found is that Thai type massages actually are more beneficial than one of the most common medication drugs for headaches, amitriptyline.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So just Thai massage.
Well, that makes sense because you're relaxing all your muscles. You're aiding in circulation. Yeah. But some people are going to say, well, that's not very convenient. But missing a whole day of work or 3 days of work is not convenient either.
Yes.
So and that is also major money loss. So to take time and establish a relationship with a massage therapist and do that. Yes, I think that's an awesome idea.
The another thing here is exercising. So when you talk about exercise, we're not talking about like brisk, lifting weights, just doing a stationary bicycle, low force, getting out, doing a little brisk walk for 30 minutes.
Which hurts. It can't hurt anything. It helps everything.
It increases proper endorphins, so it helps with the neurotransmitters, endorphins, and makes you feel good. So stress is going to go down. Headaches are going to go away.
Well, that kind of leads into my next tip. So magnesium has been proven to be deficient in our food supply. And one of the many hundreds of functions it has in the body is relaxing all those blood vessels in the brain. And a deficiency of magnesium creates headaches. So to take magnesium is extremely affordable, very easy. I prefer the one called Calm. It's a powder. It has different flavors. It's great for kids and adults. You make it into a nice hot beverage at night before bed. But I do have convenient tablets. I'm sure you sell magnesium too, Dr. Ravi. And so magnesium, again, it's not just for when you have a headache, though. We have to think a little preventatively. So the deficiency of magnesium does create headaches of all types. So to take it, even if you're not really a supplement taker, just do a few times a week, just a little supplementation, because it is deficient in our food supply. We do not have really much magnesium left in our soil. Everything is fertilized and industrialized. So processed food, another major cause of headaches. And I believe it's because it's just enhancing the deficiencies more so. So like you were saying, if you don't have the circulation, you don't have the nutrients getting where they go. But if the body never took in the nutrients in the first place, there's none to get there.
I was just reading an article before getting here, and what they found from the National Headache Foundation was that reoccurring migraine sufferers have a 50% malabsorption of magnesium.
That makes sense.
So,
It completely makes sense. And, I'm not sure if you were going into this morning, but leaky gut syndrome is, again, 10 years ago, no one talked about it. Now everyone's talking about it. And leaky gut syndrome, don't try to overcomplicate it in your minds. It's very simple. It's when things that don't belong in the body are going back in the body. That's all that it means. We have a body that works perfectly when we give it the correct tools. So if we start damaging systems, things are going to start breaking and not working right. And one of the things is that when you have too many toxins in your body, things that the body doesn't want inside it, headaches are a huge cause. And I know this firsthand because of the couple headaches I've had. It's when I'm detoxing. So when I purposely try to clean my body up, holy schmoly. I always tell people you might feel like you have the flu when you detox, But the headache,
Oh, my
God forbid,
goodness.
stop coffee. And I'm just like on the floor. But, but the toxins create headaches. And so the body can only remove so much so fast. So the less you put in, the easier it is for your body.
Yeah. I know I said in the beginning I don't really get headaches. Now, when I detox every quarter, I get one major headache.
Okay. So,
One
yeah,
major
we
headache.
won't count that as lying. We'll just forgetfulness. Yeah.
And that is
But
definitely
that's a
my
self-induced
sign.
headache.
Yes.
So I don't think it counts. So.
And that's my I give it to myself that my body, I love it. 'Cause
Yeah.
that tells me my body's doing what it needs to do.
Exactly.
It's pulling toxins from my brain.
That's right.
Probably-
And luckily you know the end result because you're
Yes.
intending to get the stuff out of you. But some people get that toxic headache and just keep putting toxins more in
Yes.
them. Yep.
Yes.
So I wanted to mention one thing about the toxins, okay, is that not only is it coming from our food supply, but a lot of headaches are created by environmental toxins that we are, not always in our workplace, but in our home, we're in complete control of those toxins.
Late air fresheners.
Yes, air fresheners and the bleach and the
Perfumes,
the
fragrances.
perfumes and oh my gosh, it's and all the cleaning supplies and the floor cleaners and the bug repellents and there's a million. And I'm not perfect, but Lord knows if I was getting headaches every day, stop all the smelly stuff.
Yes. So, we're not telling everyone to not use their favorite perfume or whatever it is, but limit those exposures. Limit the
Or at
times you
least
use
do a
it.
test. Do
Yeah.
30 days without and see how you feel.
Yes.
Because I know, like, I walked into an environment where someone was using regular laundry detergent, and the smell right away gave me a headache. And so, but all I had to do is remove myself from that environment. I just stepped outside, and the headache was gone. So, that is definitely something that we can control. And if it is in your workplace, because a lot of them have those big room deodorizers, a lot of big buildings, or just, speak to someone, see if you can put an air filter, an air purifier in your workspace. That will
Yes.
definitely help.
I know Matt told me you guys got one.
We
which
have like
one?
10.
10. Okay.
Oh, we'll have to text you the name. They're amazing. They're not done with filters. They're done with high heat to
High
kill
heat,
the
okay.
particles. And they emit like a really cool like light, like you have different colors.
Yeah, ours, we have the Molecule.
Oh,
The
okay.
Molecule?
That's the brand.
The brand,
It's called
yeah.
Molecule. It's definitely not that brand. I know I can see it. I don't know the name, but I'll find out for you.
Yeah, there's so many out there. And so
Yeah.
for listeners, if you're looking into getting one, make sure that wherever you get it from, they have like research articles that
Yes.
they publish with it.
Matt researched this, no
I'm
joke,
sure he
for like
did.
2 weeks. Hours
I
and
remember
hours.
we were talking about that. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think he made a great choice because I could tell a difference when they're on and off.
Mm-hmm.
And it's, definitely a big difference in our lives. And the kids are sneezing less. It just, everything's better since we added them.
Yeah, more environmental stuff here is bright lights. Those bright LED lights.
Yep. Matt loves them, but you're right.
Yes,
Especially
I love 'em
migraine
too, yeah.
sufferers. They're like, oh.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
if you're having those in your house, especially at nighttime, it biochemically it triggers a different response with melatonin production.
Yeah, it thinks
'Cause
it's
your brain
morning
thinks
and you
it's-
should be
yeah.
out running. Yeah.
So you can't get to sleep well. And so
Yep.
when you wake up, you're stressed and
Yep.
headaches again.
Yeah. Well, does that go along with the other cause of headaches, which is, higher cortisol levels, adrenaline things? Like one of the things about the blue lights that was on one of the videos I watched was that it's kind of like trying to digest a meal while running a marathon.
Mm-hmm.
And so if you're doing things like in front of the computer, like having your lunch, you're putting such a burden on the body and such a stressor that your head gets a tension headache from that. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so relaxed with my son now just because I don't want to hear his drama. So I let him eat in front of the computer, and he's the one like getting headaches. So that could be it too, right?
It could be. You have a lot of different things that are happening at
Right.
that same time.
You're
so
right.
your body doesn't know what to do. It's definitely an ADD thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So your body doesn't know what to do, and it's not going to absorb everything it needs to. It's on overdrive.
Right.
Yeah. So cortisol levels are going to go up.
Just even talking about it
I know,
sounds
right?
tense, right? All right,
Let's pull our shoulders back.
Let's breathe. Okay. Well, my favorite remedy that I tell all my customers is doing essential oils in a bath and just really spending 20 minutes in a bath with Epsom salt and essential oils. The Epsom salt has a magnesium, which once again I said is the best remedy for headaches. And you can be hydrating yourself at the same time as taking a bath. But I realize that a lot of people do not have access to taking a bath. So there is, you can just do a foot bath. You know, you can just put your feet in some nice hot water, put the essential oils in that, and the Epsom salt. As long as your body is in contact with Epsom salt, it will absorb the magnesium.
You got pores in your feet, so it's going to absorb it. Yes.
So you know, there really is that, and you can do that while watching your favorite show. You know, and it's a little more convenient for crazy, hectic lifestyles.
Yes.
So
I want to talk another thing here about herbal remedies for headaches. Feverfew. Have you heard that?
Yes, I've been selling that over 30 years.
You do, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, great.
Yep.
Part of the daisy family, right? Daisy?
Yeah.
Daisy flower?
Yep. Yes. Yep. And it's, I mean, I think, there's clinical studies on feverfew. Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely.
Yes, along with rhodiola.
Yeah, now it's rhodiola. Well, that's what's in my water right now.
Perfect.
Adaptogenics, again, stress is a major cause of headaches, so you have to control stress. Mm-hmm. Adaptogenic herbs, the best for that.
Plants.
Yes, plants. Who would think?
Right? It's there for a reason.
Yes, definitely. But the feverfew, I have to add, if it's a tension headache, not a big helper, but migraines definitely.
Yes, and also clusters, especially when it comes to inflammation.
Okay,
it's pretty good. Yeah.
I think a lot of my customers might be calling their cluster headaches migraines.
They could be.
Yeah,
just listen
because
out
it
if they
sounds
say
similar.
It's just one part of their face or their head or around the brow area, eyes, or the cheekbones.
Okay.
Those are more classically the cluster headaches.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
Chamomile tea.
Yes.
Yeah.
And even taking a moment to like go out in nature, sit and sip a cup of tea right there.
Pick it right in the garden.
Oh, yeah. All right. Now you're really okay. That sounds like a storybook
Today,
life.
right?
Honey, go pick the chamomile. Let's sip the tea on our patio. Yes, but you're right. Taking that moment, chamomile is so relaxing. It's great for tension headaches.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely.
And you know, even if you can get the dried flower and doing it yourself, steeping it and with a like a black tea, and just hovering over it with your face and breathing that in, especially if it's a sinus headache or cluster headache, it's very beneficial.
That sounds nice. Yeah. Doing diffusers, self-steaming, you know, just put a towel over a pot of water that's simmering with some great chamomile and essential oils.
Another thing with the cluster headache, what I found with patients is when they do a sinus wash, so like using a neti pot, they often get relief with that too.
Yes, definitely did a couple of those.
Yes.
And the neti pots too, you have the ability to kind of self-medicate in the water you're using. So, you know, the Himalayan salt, great form of magnesium, and that area really absorbs things. It's so absorbing. And just if you do decide to use essential oils, please make sure you're using the highest quality
grade,
and a tiny bit. The ones we mentioned a few times, peppermint and lavender, are very strong, and you only need a drop. It's super strong. One drop.
So I'm going to share my experience with doing this just recently, because with all the rain that we've had, so I did a sinus wash with the Himalayan salt and peppermint, and I put a little bit too much peppermint, and it burned crazy. It didn't feel too good.
No.
So just one drop.
Yes.
It'll go a long way, especially if you're using a high quality grade essential oil.
Yeah. And you know how sometimes the droppers, you know, the first drop is like kind of forced out.
Mm-hmm.
Like I would leave it at that. Don't say to yourself, "Oh, I'll just do a little more. That was barely a drop." No, that's what you want is barely a drop. Even if there's a little left on the rim of the bottle, don't even pour. Just use that. It's super beneficial, but it's so strong and therapeutic, you don't need much.
So I didn't know if to attribute that burning sensation to the peppermint or the Himalayan salt.
Well,
what do you think it was?
It could have been the combo, but I have had that burning feeling without the peppermint if I put too much salt. That's why now I use the Himalayan salt that are in the neti pot sachets because they're
Where do you get
exactly the
that?
amount. I sell them.
Oh,
Yep.
I got to
and
get that.
Yeah, so they're in the exact amount that goes in a neti pot because I am more is better attitude about a lot of things. So I'll just take my Himalayan salt jar and be like, oh, dump. And then
That's what I
it was
did.
like 4 tablespoons. You know, it's
Okay.
insane. It's going to like roast my skin alive. So yeah, so that's probably could have been that. But peppermint's so mentholated that
Yes.
could have been that combo. Yeah. But at least, but again, I hope everyone listening realizes we're joking about some of these remedies because they are that easy, they are that affordable, and these are very easy preventable things. So if in your day, I mean, make a pro-con headache list. If you're waking up and you're, putting 2 cups of coffee with like hydrogenated dairy beverage that is known to create headaches, dairy,
And
commercialized
using
dairy.
aspartame,
Yeah, and the
sucralose.
sucralose or the artificial sweeteners that are in those flavored creamers. And then you're eating like a bagel, which is refined flour with tons of gluten. Gluten is a #1 cause of headaches as well. And so make a list. So I'm not saying give up all the things you love, but make that list, and then you're going to see what am I doing on the flip side so that these headaches don't come up and surprise me. Am I drinking water? Am I taking time for relaxation? Am I doing a 10-minute walk? Am I sitting up straight? Am I, going to the chiropractor to make sure that everything's connecting and opening up and working properly? At least get the list balanced, like you don't have to all live on the pro side, but you can't expect to be doing all those negative things and be shocked when you get a headache. It doesn't work that way. We have to nurture our bodies.
And make sure you're taking that 20 to 30 minutes for yourself, that me time, just like Joanne was saying, doing all those things and knowing your body. That's key.
And also, journaling too. Sometimes I'm really good at this in my life. Like I'll journal everything from the moment I wake up to I go to bed in every aspect. And it really keeps me informed of how I'm doing. Because some customers come in and maybe patients come into you and go, I get headaches all the time. And what does all the time really mean? And what can we connect it with? So if you start journaling and seeing what days do they come on? Do they come on when you have a lot of assignments due at work or school? Are they coming when, it's after a long weekend of maybe having too much wine or less sleep? Then you never know. We can get to the cause and we can get to your fix easier if you give us this information. I know if I have 2 glasses of wine and I don't drink water before bed, I will wake up feeling like a tension headache.
Yes.
And so how simple is that? Just drink a big glass of water right before I go to bed, and then I'm fine. So it's little tricks like that. It's kind of like you learn how you can be a little bit bad, but not feel bad.
Yep. It's all about minimizing things.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially
balance. Homeostasis.
Yes. And paying attention to when you're eating out. Do you notice these headaches when you go out to eat? Afterwards.
All those
a lot of these
sulfites
MSGs and additives, the dyes, and
that's
all
what I mean.
that's
It's
in
all
their food.
preventable.
It
So
is,
why suffer in that pain? Headaches are painful and they suck. They really do. Ugh.
Yeah.
All right. So we talked about doing hydrating, water, nice deep breathing, getting the chiropractic care, doing exercise. And I do want to note that always works for Matt. When he's getting a headache, he actually lifts heavy weights.
Oh, okay.
And it helps him. And it's just a few seconds of that. And so we talked about doing adaptogenics like rhodiola, and ashwagandha is another good one. And we talked about feverfew for migraines. There's also butterbur. Butterbur is great. But coenzyme Bs. So I want to reiterate to people that are doing B vitamins and say, well, they didn't work for me. Yep.
Riboflavin.
Exactly. They didn't work for me. The smell, the nausea, the size of the pill. Coenzymated Bs are smaller in size, easier to swallow. They have no odor. You don't have to worry about the nauseousness in your stomach. And they're phenomenal at headaches because it is a problem with deficiency
and
of
it's
Bs.
more absorbable.
Yes, much more absorbable.
Yes.
Doesn't have to stress out your body to be converted and utilized.
I'm finding a lot of patients of mine, they're deficient in Bs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, what a shocker, It's like, and then especially if they're trying to do these low-carb diets, a lot of our B vitamins are in our grains. And I understand being careful about grains because they put on a lot of weight, they make you feel tired, and a lot of people cannot digest them, and they create their own host of problems. But we need B vitamins, and a lot of people aren't eating the plant foods they need to be eating to make up for those
So this is where
Bs.
we need to supplement it.
Yeah, and coenzyme Bs are so affordable.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it's like pennies a day. And so, again, you really have to think about when you say, oh, I can't afford a chiropractic routine or a supplement routine. The cost of having headaches constantly, not only could it ruin relationships,
Oh, yes.
but it's going to some people get fired from their jobs because they
Decreased
take too many,
productivity. Yeah.
there are too many sick days. So there's, it's definitely worth it to
And
look
the
into
best free
what we're
vitamin
saying.
out there, vitamin D.
Yes.
Really good for sinus, these cluster headaches, if
Yep.
it's sinus related, asthma related.
Yep, super affordable,
Very
super
get
small
out in the
pill.
sun.
Yeah. So, and if you don't like swallowing pills, it's chewables or liquids, D3, immune system, bone health. Oh my gosh.
Yes.
Yeah, I wasn't even going to bring that one up, but that's really one for everyone for everything.
Yeah. So I know we
So.
spoke a lot about essential oils, and before we disengage from the radio show, I want to let everyone know we're having an essential oils class
Oh my gosh, when
in
is
our
it?
office
Okay.
on Thursday. Next
This
week,
Thursday?
Thursday.
Okay, a week from today.
A week from today.
Okay,
at
what time?
6:30.
So 6:30, a Tradition Family Chiropractic, right behind McDonald's. People,
Just don't eat there.
6:30. Yeah, don't eat there. 6:30. Oh my God, I am
6:30.
so going to make sure I'm going.
Be there. We're going to be talking about
Okay.
quality grade essential oils, the
Okay.
ones that are out there and the ones to choose from.
Right.
We'll also be giving away for the first 10 people that show up some samples of some great essential oils.
Wonderful, and
Yes.
it's usually standing room only for you guys.
Yes.
So you want to throw your phone number out there?
772-345-0060. So just call us, get on the list so we can make sure we have chairs for you.
Yes, and once again, we try to work with people and what their lifestyle. So we're not expecting you to live in a bubble and be like perfect, but these are remedies that you can use so you don't suffer. We hate seeing people suffer. We just want people to feel better. We've lived through a lot of the things that we discussed, me more than Dr. Ravi because he's younger than me, but it's these things stink, and when you get headaches, really stink. So try some of our tips. Let us know. Maybe next week's show you can call in and let me know if any of the tips worked. But I do want to mention something. I still get made in fun of this about my show because I mentioned it like probably years and years ago. But going outside and hugging a tree. I know it sounds really stupid, right?
Never thought of that.
It's like the hippie in me, right? But there is evidence that shows if you go outside, connect with nature, okay, and touch something like a tree or something really grounded, it does help with tension headaches. So drink a big glass of water, go hug a tree. You can laugh at me while you're doing it. I don't care, but I guarantee it's going to make you feel better. All right, everyone. Have an awesome week. I hope everyone has fun, stays hydrated, and keeps the breathing up. Thank you, Dr. Ravi, as always.
Thank you for having me.
All
Be well.
right. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
You've been listening to Joanne's World of Nutrition, brought to you by Nutrition World on US 1 and Orange Avenue in Fort Pierce across from City Hall. Archives of this program are on YouTube. Look for WPSL TV and Joanne's World of Nutrition. This is WPSL, Port St. Lucie. WPSL.com, webcasting to the world, celebrating over 25 years and counting.